Hi, welcome to Lisette Invita. I'm Lisette Cruz-Watco, your host, and today my guest will be Gabriel Magraner, who is Director of Programs at NALAC, the National Association of Latino Arts and Culture, and we'll be making Pastelon de Papas con ensalada. So I'm gonna get started on the Pastelon de Papas before Gabriel comes. So basically what I'm gonna do is just turn on my stove on high and put some salt in the water. And you want the water to be as salty as the sea, that's what they say. Cut my potatoes up. What you're gonna need is 3 pounds of potatoes, and cut them up just like you're making mashed potatoes, which is basically what you're doing, mashed potatoes. So I have all my potatoes cut up. I'm gonna let them boil and get soft for at least half an hour, and then I'll check on them and see how tender they are. And then we can keep going from there. Now I'm getting my mashed potatoes ready for my pastelon. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of butter and salt and pepper to taste, but no milk because I want this to be stiff. I don't want it to fall apart once I put the meat on top of it. So we're gonna go ahead and mash these, and I'll show you what they look like, and we can put it together in just a little bit. Before Gabriel gets here, I'm gonna go ahead and put the pastelon together. So when he gets here, all I have to do is put it in the oven. So I have my mashed potatoes and some picadillo that I made earlier. So in order to start, all we need is the mashed potatoes, the picadillo, some egg, and some Parmesan or Reggiano, or whichever one you like best. So we're gonna start, and it's a fairly simple concept. We're gonna put 1 layer of the mashed potatoes and 1 layer of the meat. And then we repeat that process. So now my last couple of steps is to put some egg on top so that when we bake it, it has a nice, beautiful color. You're gonna need about 1/2 cup of cheese. I'm using a Parmigiano Reggiano and Parmesan cheese mixture, but if you only have Parmesan or Parmigiano Reggiano, then go ahead and just use one or the other. Well, Gabriel Magraner just arrived. Time for me to put the pastelon in the oven. So I'm gonna set the oven to 350, and we're gonna do it for 20 minutes. We're gonna put it in there for, like I said, 20 minutes. Gabriel, have you eaten this before?
I've had pastelon with plantain, but I've never had it with
yes.
potato, so I'm looking forward to it.
Very much a Puerto Rican dish, pastelon de plátano maduros.
It's
or
really good.
Sweet plantains.
My grandma made it for us once.
Oh yeah? Oh. Isn't it nice to go back to those foods that kind of bring back your childhood?
Definitely, yeah. Like Cuban sandwiches and just tostones, any kind of plantains.
That's true. Me too. My kids are the same way.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, I really like guava juice, or anything with guavas, guava paste.
Well, when we eat the pastelon, we'll have some guava juice. How's that?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll come back with when the pastelon is ready, but in the meantime, we're going to sit down and we're going to chat for a little bit.
Perfect.
Great. So here we are with Gabriel, sitting in the living room, and we're just going to get to know him a little better. So you are Puerto Rican descent, right?
Yeah, that's right. So both my parents are from Puerto Rico, but I grew up in San Antonio, which is very Mexican-American.
Sure.
So,
I'm sure people just assumed you were.
yeah, people would either assume I'm Mexican or that I'm just white. You know, increasingly there are a lot of Puerto Ricans there. It's like the military city. There's like a Caribbean market. I went there to get like coconut cream and coconut milk for Christmas because I made coquito.
Coquito, of
Yeah,
course. You have to have
so-
coquito in Christmas.
Yeah, so yeah, I actually one year I made coquito for everybody at NALAC, which was great. Which is where I work. It's, Latino Arts.
The National Association of Latino Arts and Culture. What does that entail?
So I mostly work with our grant making. So I think over the last 10 years we've given out almost maybe more than 400 grants to Latino artists, organizations, and also to exchanges between the U.S., Mexico, and Central America. So we do grants, we do leadership institutes. We have one in DC, which is focused on advocacy and government, one in San Antonio, which helps artists sort of get basic skills in how to be a more professional and sort of business-oriented artist.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Very important.
Yeah. And then there's the new institute, which is the Intercultural Leadership Institute. And so with that one, we work with Alternate Roots, which is a Southern organization, Pai Foundation out of Hawaii, and First Peoples Fund, which works with indigenous artists primarily in the Pine Ridge Reservation.
States?
Of the U.S. So we do leadership, we do grants, and we do conferences. And so that's why I'm sort of in North Carolina right now, my first time. But this June, we're going to be having our regional arts training workshop.
Right, which I'm looking forward to it, and you guys should go too. And I'll give you more information about that on at the end of the show. What did you study?
I studied international studies focused on Latin America. So it's basically Latin American studies and Spanish. So I have two majors. And I was really lucky enough that I applied and was accepted to get a Fulbright to teach English in Latin America. So I'm not an artist, but I'm interested in arts and culture. I did my senior thesis on a Puerto Rican hip-hop group. They used to do reggaeton called Calle 13.
Oh, I love Calle 13.
Yeah,
If you haven't, you have to check them out. It's only in Spanish though, but it's more he has a lot of political undertones, but mostly social justice kind of. Yeah, social justice is one of the main themes. So I wrote about them using their lyrics to talk about Puerto Rico and sort of how it, how their lyrics talk about life on the island, how their lyrics talk about the colonial relationship that exists between the U.S. and Puerto Rico, and then how they place Puerto Rico within Latin America. Like they had a few years back, they had a song called Latino America, and it was really powerful and popular. And so, I really enjoy popular culture and seeing sort of the narratives that are being told and what they say about us and sort of identity. So what are they saying then?
Well, I guess it sort of depends sort of on the moment. So back when I did my thesis, that was now almost 5 years ago, there was that whole idea about Latin American unity and, economically things were all right and things were sort of fine. So you would see sort of increased unity. Now we're in this moment in the U.S. that's so politicized in the way that our country is speaking about Mexico and those sorts of relationships. So I'm really interested to see how Mexico might turn a little bit away from the U.S. and closer to other countries in Latin America and what that might mean for Latin American identity. But I mean, now that I'm at NALAC, it's a chance for me to learn about Latinos, based in the U.S., which is it's different than Latin Americans, and so it's sort of this chance to learn about artists that are doing things, but also community organizations that use arts to really empower young people, that are putting on programs that allow people to see themselves on stage or in film or musically. So it's a really unique position to sort of, see the ecosystem of Latino arts across the country.
Well, the pastelón is ready, so we're going to go get our food to eat and then we'll come back. The pastelón is ready. It looks wonderful. I hope you like it.
I'm sure I will. It looks amazing. Tastes really good.
I did good. Well, Gabriel, I think we both liked it. What do you think?
I know, there's nothing left.
There's nothing left on the plate. Oh my gosh. So, hey, tell me a little bit more about the summit.
It'll be in Charlotte, June 2nd and June 3rd. And it's basically just an opportunity to gather artists, arts administrators, cultural workers, activists, educators, anyone who's interested in Latino arts and cultures. So it'll be a really cool networking opportunity. There'll be panels, workshops, and I think it's just about getting everyone in the same room. So I'm really hoping that it'll be intergenerational, the young people next to our elders, so we can learn from each other. And it'll be intercultural because we are really diverse within ourselves.
Right.
So I'm excited. I think it's going to be a really cool event.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys end up going too. Is there a website?
Yes, www.nalac.org.
Okay, great. Well, I really appreciate you coming over and
Thank you.
chatting with me and having some pastelón de papas rellenas. It came out a lot better than I anticipated. So you got to get that recipe once I put it up. Thank you again. And next time, we'll maybe sit around the table again.
That sounds good. Thank you so much. It was really delicious. So,
Great.
thanks.
The NALAC Regional Conference will take place in Charlotte on June 2nd and 3rd. Hey guys, don't forget to like this page and follow us on social media and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye!